Hello everyone and welcome to the very first episode of CTV Sports, your source for everything sports at Hastings College. I'm Dayron Jones.
And I'm Cameron Bradley. This weekend was filled with plenty of action with women's and men's soccer as well as volleyball traveling to Sioux City on Saturday to take on Briar Cliff. The men's golf team competed in the Nebraska Intercollegiate in Norfolk on Friday and Saturday, as well as both women's and men's bowling teams competing in the Sandhills Collegiate Classic in Lincoln.
But before we get into how they did away from home, we're going to start off the show with one team that did compete in Hastings this weekend. And that was the football team, who hosted Midland on Saturday for the Watchorn McLaughlin Trophy.
Coming off of an upset victory over in-state rival Doane last weekend, the Broncos came into Saturday's game with high hopes, trying to make it 2 in a row and keep their dreams of an in-state championship this year. Having already defeated Peru State and Doane, all that was needed was a victory over Midland on Saturday and a victory over Concordia this upcoming Saturday, but it was not meant to be. Let's get to some highlights. Midland off of a 77-21 loss to Morningside, getting the scoring going early as this pass from Peyton Nelson finds Dalton Tremaine in the end zone. Midland up 7-0 early in the first. The Broncos on the move now. Livingston looking to pass, can't find anybody, and takes off avoiding defenders all the way to the goal line, where he is hit but in to put Hastings on the board and knot things up at 7 apiece. Time running down in the first half, Peyton Nelson finds Adrian Kellogg wide open down the sideline, making a move and is in for 6. A 35-yard play giving Midland a 14-7 lead going into the half. In the second half, Jordan Johnson making an absolutely spectacular play here, a one-handed diving grab giving Hastings the first down. Let's look at that one again. Johnson finishing his day with 4 catches for 57 yards, but it would not be enough as Midland would score 3 more times in the second half and hand Hastings a 36-15 defeat. The Broncos fall to 3-4 on the season, 1-4 in the GPAC.
Oof. Next up, we will take you to Sioux City, Iowa, where 3 teams competed this weekend, all against Briar Cliff. The 14th ranked volleyball team started off struggling against 11-9 Chargers that were working to pull off a big upset in the GPAC on Saturday evening. The Chargers started out hot and took the first set 25-20, hitting .411. The Broncos would come back, though, taking the next 3 sets by scores of 25-17, 25-21, and 25-17 again to beat Briar Cliff 3-1 and move to 14-5 overall on the season and 9-3 in the GPAC. Junior Emily Leonards played phenomenal with 10 block assists, 1 solo block, and 10 kills, hitting at .588 in the match. Sage Meyer led in kills with 14, while Claire Hamburger led the team in assists with 18. Overall, the Broncos finished out with 48 kills as well as 7 serve aces. Next up for the Broncos is College of St. Mary at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
The number 4 ranked men's soccer team faced off against a 6-5-2 Briar Cliff team looking to get a win on senior night. The Broncos would spoil the festivities, though, shutting out the Chargers 3-0. Daniel Whitehall would net his 86th career goal in the 9th minute of action. Whitehall still trying to get to 100 career goals at Hastings. He has 4 more regular season games to do so, as well as the GPAC tournament and the NAIA National Championship should the Broncos make it that far. It would take 30 more minutes for the Broncos to net another goal, as freshman Callum Watson would extend the Bronco lead to 2-0 in the 40th minute and into the halftime break. Freshman David Panzer would then put in a goal of his own in the 84th minute to put the game away at 3-0. Hastings would outshoot Briar Cliff 18-7, while sophomore goalie Kieran Harrison would finish his night with 3 saves and a clean sheet. The men improved to 10-2 on the season.
The 16th ranked women's soccer team also took down Briar Cliff 3-0 earlier on Saturday on their women's senior day. Sophomore Berkeley Sharp found the back of the net in the 25th minute of the game, scoring her 7th goal of the season to put the Broncos up 1-0. That score would stay that way until the 55th minute, where the Broncos put in 2 goals, the first by freshman Kale Augustine, and the second 45 seconds later by senior Jenny Sells, to push the Bronco lead to the final score of 3-0. The Broncos outshot Briar Cliff 19-11, while goalie Sarah Carpenter would finish with 5 saves and a clean sheet. Both men's and women's soccer would take on Midland on Wednesday, with the women starting at 5:30 and the men starting at 8.
The men's golf team competed in the Nebraska Intercollegiate on Friday and Saturday, finishing tied for 10th with York College, both finishing with a 2-day score of 650 and a plus 74 total to par gross. The Broncos finished both rounds with a 325. Dan Mastrobuono finished tied for 23rd with 4 others, the highest individual placer for Hastings. He finished each round with a score of 78, making his final a 156. Mastrobuono ended his weekend with a plus 12 total to par gross.
The men's and women's bowling teams were in action for the first time this year in Lincoln at the Sandhills Collegiate Classic on Saturday and Sunday. Both teams took home 2nd place overall, while junior Rebecca Detling and Samantha Layard finished 3rd and 4th individually while earning spots on the women's all-tournament team. Trevor Kraft placed 2nd, junior Blake Erst placed 4th, and junior Michael Wunderlich placed 5th individually on the men's side. The Bowlers will be in action this upcoming Saturday in Wichita, Kansas for the Mid-States Championships.
And that's your weekend recap. Not too bad of a weekend for the Broncos, finishing 3-1 overall, as well as that second place finish for the bowling teams and 10th place finish for men's golf. Next up here on CTV Sports, Michaela Malafua is the head cheer and dance coach for Hastings College. Hastings College graduate and cheerleader with the Broncos, Malafua has been through a lot with this college.
Malafua has dealt with a lot of adversity in her life, though, being diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma her senior year of high school and beating it in July of 2013. After 5 years of remission, though, Malafua has once again been diagnosed with cancer over the summer. This time, it was ovarian cancer.
Malafua did not let this set her back, though, as her positivity has shined this year, not just for the cheer and dance teams, but for everybody across the campus.
All the research that I look at says the number one way to beat cancer is having a positive attitude, and the second is having positive people around you. And I think that's a huge part of Michaela's story.
Michaela Malafua has gone through adversity her whole life, having dealt with cancer once before, losing her father, and then getting a second round of cancer this year. The head cheer and dance coach at Hastings College has not let these adversities define her. In fact, her adversity and positivity has started a movement on campus and in the Hastings community.
One of my best friends in my undergrad college, as soon as she found out, she had 3 things she had to say, and then out of nowhere, she was like, "What do you want your bracelet to say?" And I was like, what are you talking about?
Her friend had created #Malafua Strong bracelets for anyone and everyone to wear and support.
She put Michaela's favorite verse, John 13:7, which means in short terms is, you don't know what I'm doing, but soon you will. And I think that's kind of that attitude that Michaela kind of brings.
Just community members I see have them on is super special to me. Just, it means a lot to know that somebody they hardly know, they are putting so much support into. So I'm just so thankful. And I always love seeing people just do the little point to their wrists and keep walking. It means a lot to me, more than people probably think.
Through this, Malafua has found comfort and support in the sport she has competed in and coaches at Hastings College.
Honestly, I think it's helped me a lot. It, takes my mind off of everything that I'm doing health-wise. It helps me not think about how miserable I can be sometimes from the chemo. So I love, love, love. I've never known that I've been in the right place at the right time than being the cheer and dance coach here. Yeah.
I know she's a big inspiration to the cheer team as well as a whole. She kind of just keeps us together, keeps us rocking, keeps us rolling.
Many teams across campus have rallied behind Malafua, as the volleyball team even had a Malafua Strong Night earlier in October, with all proceeds of the match going to support the Malafua family.
I don't ever realize what's being done until after the fact, and so Friday we actually left for a recruit trip for a cheer in Colorado right after the game was over, and I was driving and I was thinking about it, and I was like, wow, that was a lot. It's super special just to be a part of this community.
For CTV Sports, I'm Cameron Bradley. If you'd like to support the Malafua Strong movement, find Casey Malafua in the Hewitt building or Ethan Malafua for extra #Malafua Strong bracelets.
That's about all the time we have for today with CTV Sports. We hope you enjoyed.
Make sure to follow @HC_collegiate on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook.
Have a great week, Broncos, and we'll see you next time on CTV Sports.